Okay. Okay. I'm live. Sweet. Let's go. Um, Hello everyone. Welcome. Firstly, as for tonight's premiere episode of Moron and Magic Users, the reason I'm not joined by the rest of my players this evening is because of some unforeseen circumstances that I posted about. And sorry, I'm just getting done with dinner. Tonight was pasta night. But yeah, so tonight, as you might have seen on the title, we are I'll see if the noise upstairs stops. Okay. But tonight is that a beer? No. It's a 1919 root beer. If you consider root beer to be a beer, then yes. But no, it's 1919. I had another can over there because I was drinking one last night and forgot to recycle it. Um, no, this is my beverage of choice for gaming. Um, it is a real sugar, real vanilla, caffeine-free root beer that I get at Fairway. It is. Now we're talking about this. It is produced by the Alum Brewing and Beverage Company. So, if you want to drink the drink of the Vile Necromancer, drink 1919 root beer. Not sponsored in any way, shape, or form. Uh, yes, welcome. Tonight, we are going to be designing a dungeon adventure. I have 6 levels, somewhat so, laid out. 6 levels, I think. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 levels. That's a vile drink. It, in fact, is a vile drink. But tonight we are going to be going through, I think, the first level of a dungeon and designing that. So, without further ado, I guess let's hop into this. So, yes, dungeons. How do I design dungeons? Well, I design them with the random dungeon table most of the time in the back of the Dungeon Master's Guide. That one. Um, but that will be that's how I got the map. But other than that, it's kind of loose. I like to have a creator of the dungeon, so who created it, who lives in it currently, and so on and so forth. So we'll kind of go through my list here. So let me open my Google Docs real quick. Google Docs. Okay. So we are going to begin with my dungeon design checklist, which is somewhere hidden in my. What's the setting of the dungeon? What's above it? Ah, yes. I don't know. I guess that's what we'll start with that. So I do know the setting of the area. It's in a duchy of mine that I guess I'll give you guys the rundown of the campaign world for morons and magic users. It is set in this vast kingdom of man. Think post-Norman conquests of Britain. So it's very British Isles. Is above the dungeon. Yes, it is. But it is set near a small. There's a couple places we could have it. Near this dungeon, there are 2 large forests, the Fox Forest and the Borderland Forest, and then there's the Bog Marsh. Um, I think I think it's the Cool Water Marsh. Let me look. Duchy of Conrays. There we go. So we kind of have a couple options here. So we have a couple villages nearby. I'm definitely going to probably set it in the village of Auric. So near the village of Auric, we have the 3 Sister Mountains. We have the forest, the Fox Forest, the Coldwater Marsh, and the Borderland Woods. So, we thinking mountains, forest, woods, or marsh? What are we thinking? What are we thinking? Um, I'm trying to think. Let's see what else. What else is near here? Well, you guys. While I wait for you guys to kind of decide on what type we're here. The first answer I see in chat is probably going to be the first one we're going to go with. Um, but I'm fine with any of those. So, I'm trying to think. The other place it could be is there is a great place called the Spiderwood that is pretty much exactly as it sounds. Giant spiders live in it, and people gather silks in between it. But yeah, let's see. Is it a catacomb, an underground complex of a subterranean race? It is a like an underground. I don't know. No spiders. um, so I don't know exactly what all this is. It is an underground complex of sorts. It's yeah. I don't. It's not made by a subterranean race. It was made by an above ground race. So I guess here's what we know. Let's raise it out. We know that it is in the Duchy of Conrus, this big duchy. We know it's near the village of Auric, which is a trading town. We know that there is probably a ruins above it, and below it is the older ruins of whoever lived in the above ruins built the dungeon itself. So that's kind of all we know so far. But for anyone who has suggestions, so we know the Spiderwood is out of it. So that kind of leaves us with the two forests, the marsh, and the mountains. And then, so we let's start from the top and work our way down. So where is it? Like location wise, where is this dungeon going to be set? And we'll see. Because trying to think, the last dungeon I had was set in one of them was set in the Three Sister Mountains. That one 500 years ago got kind of blown up though, so that one's kind of sealed away. I'm trying to think. I guess let's think of this. Do we think that it should be set in the mountains or the forests? I think those are the kind of two areas. The mountains or the forests. Which one do we want? Because then that'll kind of help me narrow it down. I vote the marsh, and maybe the ruins were built by an adventuring party from way back. You could say it was created by the ancestors of the local people, maybe as long-term shelter from an asteroid strike that their astrologers predicted. Huh, I kind of like that. So we're gonna go with this. I like these ideas flowing in chat. So, what we know about this dungeon. It was built by the ruins above were built by an adventuring party. I already know who the adventurer would be. He would be Magnus Ironfist, my friend's dwarf fighter. So we're gonna write that down. So Magnus Ironfist, his keep was above. We'll call this keep Ironfist keep. Ironfist keep, and I think it was cave entrance in the dark woods. Okay, interesting. That actually works pretty well because then we could have it be in the Borderland Mountains. So, Iron Fist Keep was built for the purposes of protecting locals. Was built by Magnus Iron Fist He was a 10th level fighter. The ruins below, however, were specifically designed. The ruins below, however, were designed to protect the locals in the case of a predicted asteroid strike. Okay, we're gonna go back here. Could the underground dungeons have 2 to 3 entrances? It does. So actually going in, so there's the above ground layer, and then there's the cave. That way, one could be in the mountains, one in the forest, so forth. I like that. So I think that I think these are all pretty good. So we'll definitely have one in the mountains, one in the forest, and so forth. So I'll add on some complexes to it. But the so we have Iron Fist Keep, which is we'll call this entrance 1. Entrance 1. Iron Fist Keep was built by Magnus Iron Fist, 10th level fighter, in the Three Sister Mountains. Entrance 2. I think we'll do like I really like boulets. So if there's any way we can get a boulet in here. Has another entrance in the cold mountains where colder air sinks into it, keeping the oxygen level fresh. I like that. Okay. I think we need a way to get me a boulet in this dungeon. Because I just got this really cool boulet mini. And I really want to use it. So maybe Iron Fist Keep is up in the mountains, and that's where it was. So we have it in the Three Sister Mountains, and then we have a lower cave entrance that is now the cave of some creature. It could be the cave of the boulet, or it could be the cave of something else. Do we think it should be the cave of the boulet, or do we think it should be the cave of another creature? I like all these ideas. Let's see. What are we suggesting here? While you guys do that, I'm definitely gonna start doodling the top, like the very top. So we have this keep, right? The keep. I'll come back to the keep here in a... No, I'll come to the keep right now. So we have entrance 1, which is Iron Fist Keep. A boulet? A bullet? Bullets were originally designed to eat dwarven mules because they were used heavily by player characters back in the day. Yes. That's why there's so many of them in my world. My player characters used to only use dwarven mules, and dwarven mules are used for prisoner transportation in my campaign world. So, I call it boulets because that's what Tim Cass calls them. Some people call them bullets. Yeah, I've heard them pronounced several different ways. But yeah, dwarven mules are currently... Because dwarven mules, there was this whole thing that dwarven mules and pack horses were there. The locals use it to store barrels of whiskey as it's their local product of trade. The wood of the barrel is a special wood only in this forest, giving it distinct flavor. So since it's the ruins of a dwarven PC, it would make sense a boulet would be there. Good idea. Yes. Okay. I actually do like that idea. So the top, there's boulets kind of roaming around. Maybe this is like a dwarven place of like a pilgrimage. Because I feel like my dwarven, my players, you are pronouncing it correctly. Okay, I thought I was. So my friend's player character, Magnus, he was a lord, right? So maybe this is like a place of a sacred site to go pilgrimage to every few years, and dwarves have, they're bringing their dwarven mules and such to go on this pilgrimage. So now the Boule is like eating off slowly dwarven mules and dwarven caravans that are coming and visiting. Man, I want to play in. The Boule is getting into the whiskey a la cocaine beer or cocaine bear. That would be funny. That would be incredibly funny. Okay, scratches, ideas. I have. Okay, so for the stronghold, right? This is a still dwarven stronghold, but it's a ruined dwarven stronghold. So maybe it's like a pit stop now. Like people, like it's now being turned into like a trader, like a trading town. So dwarven merchants are coming in, bringing in beer, that, and then local dwarves are bringing in barrels from the local woods, and then this is just the place they're storing them, obviously. So now the Boule is drunk, getting into dwarven whiskey and getting into and eating dwarven pack mules. So maybe that's why the characters are enlisted, because this dwarven ruins, who they're trying to turn over into like a stronghold once again, they are now, they're now like, it's being threatened by a Boule. Okay, I like these ideas. These are great ideas. Okay. Luther, dude, imagine a raging Boule because it's drunk. That is off. Yes, that I am liking Luther's ideas here. And it's maybe it has. So you know how like alcohol gives like it obviously raises blood content, like it raises your internal body heat. Like it's like the chef who got really drunk and jumped off the Titanic to raise his body heat. So maybe this mule is taking or not this mule, this Boule is making saving throws against like ice spells at a +2 because it just has so much alcohol in its bloodstream. Okay. Okay. So I'm kind of sketching this like boxy um boxy fort type thing. Okay. There's the front doors. So, we have this dwarven keep. Is it just, since it's drunk, give it a penalty to hit, but a bonus to damage? Okay. Now I'm statting a Boule. Boule, drunken. It has, we'll say, a -2 to hit, but a +2 to damage. And then, I'm trying to think what else. That has a +2 against ice magic. And then I'm trying to think. I mean, that's pretty good. I mean, for just some simple stats. Also, when you DM, I'll get into this in my DMing series. Keep a notebook by you all the time, in case you ever come up with ideas. You always have one near you. I just use a pocket-sized one. Okay, so the top of this dwarven ruins has obviously been knocked off, probably by one of the many dragons that's been flying around my areas. But we just have this like old dwarven hall that just stands right in the center. This old dwarven castle, and then its surrounding areas. So the barracks still stand, but only the ground floor of the actual castle stands. Um. The levels of the dungeon are different ages of whiskey. The older, better stuff is lower. They only go down there to get the good stuff on special occasion. Bad things snuck in to nest there. That's a good idea. So this is just the entirety of a... Okay. They're obviously rebuilding this keep slowly because it's been... For reference, it's been 500 years since my last campaign. It's been 1,000 years since Magnus has been alive. So we'll call this Whiskey Hold. We'll actually call it Iron Fist Whiskey Hold. And maybe they don't actually like the dwarves obviously know that there's stuff down there. Otherwise, why wouldn't they just go down and get it themselves? So maybe they're purposely enlisting local wannabe adventurers to go down, work like they get paid per cask they bring up. And the lower they go, the higher the prices are. Whiskey Keep. So our player characters are almost mercenaries. They are mercenaries, but they're almost company workers. Hey, welcome. That's Imperial Ramblings. I've seen you on Bill streams before. But yeah, welcome. So maybe goblins have found the ruins and are farming boulets to protect their new digs. Ooh, I like that. Okay, I'll come up with the timeline for this eventually. So, okay. So 1,000 years ago, I'm just going to write this on the map. 1,000 years, Magnus died. And then we'll say 760 years ago, the keep fell to ruins. Then we'll say 500 years ago, dwarves started reusing it. Dwarves started to reuse keep. And then we'll say 250 years ago. Because during this time, the humans are in a civil war, so it's not like they're going to be using. So 250 years ago, not boulets. 250 years ago, dwarves. No, goblins. Goblins started warring with the dwarves. So we'll say it took the goblins 100 years to take the keep. Goblins take keep. And currently, dwarves are the pits of Moria. Pretty much, yes. So currently, goblins are the one that are holding this keep hostage, and local dwarves, because dwarves they're alive. Like ancestors of these dwarves are the last time the good stuff was sent for the townsfolk never returned because the goblins and their boulets. So the town hires PCs to find out what happened. Ooh, good idea. I think we'll have Drunken Pits. I think that's a pretty good name. I think this campaign will have to be called the Drunken Pits campaign. So 500 years dwarves started reusing it. 100 years goblins take the keep. Or the last time the good stuff was sent for townsfolk. Okay, maybe it's not been 100 years. Maybe 25 years, we'll say. 25 years ago, goblins take the keep. But dwarves are still trying to get into this keep. Dwarves have fortified the inner layer, but there's goblins attacking the outside. I'm almost thinking goblins in this out, what is it called? The Bailey. Goblins have taken the Bailey, but haven't been able to get past that because dwarves are just there are dwarves guarding this. So there's a goblin encampment right outside the Bailey, or right outside the the encampment. I'll be picking up some sticks in the yard for a while. Okay. So, we'll say in the Bailey there are just some small tents. This is the goblin encampment. But the goblins currently don't have enough power, right? So they're waiting on. Hope your players don't watch. My players don't watch my channel. And yeah. What's happening, guys? Well, Bill, we're making the Drunken Pits. In short, I think this is the most viewers I've had, maybe. We made a lot of things. A couple of my viewers don't watch D&D content on YouTube. A couple of my viewers just watch Bill's channel, and others don't know my channel exists yet. So, this video will probably be the only live stream that I don't. Area experiences periodical earthquakes, outer walls at lower levels, damage with large cracks in bedrock, connects the complex to other natural caverns. Baddies from there have access now. Good idea. Okay, so we have this goblin encampment that's kind of sitting on the doorstep of this dwarven keep, but they're not doing much. There's just a few of them. Like, there's currently maybe okay. I'm trying to think. There's currently 12, and then we'll add 3d6 to that. 2, 2, 5. So there's currently only about 21 goblins there. Not a part of this peanut gallery. You're all part of the chat. Okay, so. Okay. I think what we're going to be doing. Okay, so right now there's about 21 goblins. Like, not enough for the dwarves to be overly concerned, but enough for them to just be, okay, there's goblins showing up. There's more that are coming. We might need to do something about this soon. But then again, the dwarves, that's not their biggest concern right now. They have chutes out of the dungeon. They have cart offloads in natural caverns. They're not so worried about the highest level of the what's it called? The dungeon. Okay. But we need to be peanut gallery. Okay. Sorry, I keep reading this. More nuts than a payday in here. Do you have a copy of the Dungeon Master's Assistant Volume 1 and 2? I do not. I've heard about it, though. I think. Actually, I might have the digital copies of it. Volume 1. All. We're looking for Volume 1, I think. I may have it. Encounter drunken goblins. You need them. I will get them. Is there a good place to get them? Is the question. Bill. They're DOS programs, but they're invaluable for one AD&D. Oh! I could probably find them online. Made by... Yeah, I mean, there's tons of websites that, like, have old DOS programs. I mean, a lot of that stuff is gone commons now. To take a note from the Dungeon Minister, the goblins were forced out by their deep home by something bigger and badder, invading their original home base, if that makes sense. Yes. Goblin singing. Save versus death rate. Take 1d12 damage. Encounter drunken goblin singing. I need to start writing down these encounter titles. Okay. So, what do we know? This is what we know. We're just gonna start taking notes. By an asteroid strike. Goblins have begun. I don't necessarily know if I want them in the Bailey. They haven't done them in. They haven't gone in the Bailey yet. But goblins have started breaking into the Bailey, like at night, like small scouts, just kind of snooping around. Maybe they've taken a couple prisoner, but goblins have begun building encampments around. Maybe they haven't even begun around the keep. Maybe they've begun around the like the cart area, like the export area, around the exporting caverns. Dwarves have taken notice and shut down export through caverns. Okay. Goblins breaking into the Baileys. That's why they were drunk. Yes, they're breaking into the Baileys. I think that's what we have here. So we have an active force of dwarves. This dwarf force does not want anyone in, not even humans. They don't want anyone in the keep. If you are getting in here, you are either going through this long checkpoint that they have through the exports cavern, which is currently shut down, or you are going in. Encounter carrion crawler found way in from adjacent cavern at lower levels. Stays because of supply of goblins as food. Would love some dwarf as a change of pace. I'm thinking that the dwarves at this point are dealing with a lot. They're dealing not only with goblins, they're dealing with creatures coming in through their cavern. They're dealing now with human thieves. They have just shut down export. They need people to go in, figure out where all this stuff is coming from, and or get out the really good barrels of wine. That's what they need right now. They cannot be in this keep anymore. Like, it was good real estate until the carrion crawler neighbors moved in, and then the trolls, and then the goblins, and now the thieves. You shouldn't learn the distillation secrets. And also for like a low fantasy, not really low fantasy, but low like magic campaign. I mean, it also kind of suits that they're just kind of going in as like merchant guards. So maybe that's the first thing that the players have. The players have to know of what's going on. So maybe a few dwarven merchants have come to the local town, and they're not coming out with the good stuff. They're coming out with the they're coming out with the stuff at the top levels, the stuff that hasn't been aged as long enough because they just can't get to lower levels. So maybe a local listing has gone up saying, you know, all adventurers, if you can wield a sword, come figure out what's going on in the dungeon. Okay. I have this keep kind of drawn. Main hall. Just enough for me to like know where places can be. Barracks. And then this will be the west tower. And then this is the large gate. And this is the gatehouse. Gatehouse. Okay. So, we have gone into this level. We have the key. We have the export caverns. So, next thing we're going to work on is the export caverns. So, entrance 2 is the exporting caverns. The exporting caverns were formed, I believe, by the chat said naturally formed earthquakes. Naturally occurring earthquakes. Earthquakes. For many years, they were used. What were they? They were obviously used to export dwarven the good stuff. We'll just call it the good stuff. The good stuff from lower levels. From lower levels. However, a creature has come that has disrupted exporting the goods. Where's my monster manual? It's across the table. We're gonna look. Start throwing monsters in, chat. And we're gonna see. I think we said carrion crawlers were part of it. We're definitely gonna be part of it. So we have goblins and don't use goblins or boulets. I'm gonna look at carrion crawlers though. Carrion crawlers. Boom. Those are demons. I don't want demons quite yet. Carrion crawlers. Hit dice of a half. Okay. So we need like a big bad monster that's come and kind of roosted in this area or made this area its home. What monster is that? Gotta mud up that drywall. Yeah, we have some bad ones. Gnolls roughing up the merchants and stealing their stuff. Ooh. Earthquake rumbles, makes a barrel fall from the tall racks used to stack and store barrels. Deck save or bludgeoning damage. Don't forget to sprinkle around the dungeon dressing from the Dungeon Master's Guide. I do use that. Monsters, you need a trio of doppelgangers. Ogre. I kind of like ogres. Ogre. Don't forget. Okay, name of the adventures: Quest for the good stuff of the Drunken Pits. I'm automatically putting that in there. Okay, so definitely we're using ogres, but I think we're also gonna use gnolls. So maybe these gnolls are being roughed around by these ogres. I'm already putting that in as my quest for the good stuff from the Drunken Pits. Okay. Okay. Click off. Okay, so ogres and gnolls. However, ogres with gnoll ogres and a gnoll militia force have taken up residence in the caverns, making it nearly impossible to gather the good stuff. Ogres and militia. It is almost nearly impossible to gather the good stuff. Okay. An ogre? What level player characters? We're starting at level 1, I think. Goblins, boulets, trolls being controlled by a crazed wizard who is a descendant of a party member of the original group that traveled with the dwarf. How did you know my wizard went insane? That's actually a pretty good idea. I played a very crazy gnome illusionist. So maybe the gnome illusionist has Curse of Immortality was a thing in that game. Maybe we bring him back. Maybe we bring back Razmataz. Here's a trap you can use. A carpet that has a portable hole-like property. If you try to walk on it, you become stuck and start to sink and will drown. Bend bar / lift gate to pull a character out. I like that. Okay. If the carpet is rolled up, there is a label on the bottom of the rug that can be rolled. Labrie. Labria. It's Labria carpets. An ogre jelly. I'm sure that's been done before, probably. Okay. So we have this. Okay, so possible big bad. We're gonna put down here. So we have 2 entrances so far. That makes sense. So maybe we'll do one lower level entrance that goes into the main level. The best whiskey is called the Sylvie Special. Feels like getting your brains bashed out with a slice of lemon wrapped around a large cold brick. La Brea Tar Pits in California. Oh! I feel like I know that. Why do I feel like I know that? La Brea Tar Pits. Oh, that is the... Okay. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I went there. I was like, I feel like I know that name. Why do I know that name? Yeah, La Brea Tar Pits is, for those who don't know, is a paleontological research site in urban Los Angeles. It was formed around tar pits where natural asphalt has seeped up from the ground for tens of thousands of years. Okay. La Brea Carpets. Luther, stay out of my hooch. The Pangalactical Sylvie Blast. Okay, so, now we need to kind of go... That's it, DM. Okay, so, I think we have a pretty good start here. We do need to do this. So we have trolls, we have one, and I think we'll do... We have 2 entrances. Entrance 1 and entrance 2. Entrance 1 is where all that oxygen was flowing down. Or is like flowing down. It's almost like a cooling system. It's up high in the mountains, flowing down, cooling all the barrels of whiskey, and ale and grog and rum, and mead, all the stuff. And 1919 root beer, definitely. I think half of the viewers were alive when the La Brea Tar Pits were formed. Oh, probably. I have been there, I think, once, maybe? Maybe once. Yes, definitely once, because I went there when I was really, really little. So, we have these upper levels. So, now what we're going to do is we're going to decide, like quest-wise, what is drawing the players into this. I include myself, of course. What are you saying, DM? Oh, Dungeon Master. Okay, so we need what else do we need? Obviously, like the actual room descriptions, I'll probably do slowly, but like the overall picture design, we will do somewhat slowly. Okay. That's just gonna take me some time. Okay, now you know what? Just for fun, so we have the Sylvie Special. No, the Pangalactic Sylvie Blast, which is also called the Sylvie Special. And also for this adventure, my Patreon, right? Probably should do that. I was actually just going to talk about that. My Patreon, if you would like an NPC in our Morons and Magic Users live stream named after you, or a hireling named after you, there's 2 lovely tiers. There is the hireling tier and the henchman tier. The henchman tier talks about... the henchman is for the NPCs, and the hireling tier, you will, when I do a live stream throughout the week, if you subscribe during the Patreon, or if you catch my show, just say, hey, I'm a Patreon, I am at such and such tier, I'll give you the instructions on what to do. This is the Patreon link. There we go. But yeah, so hirelings, name, race, type of hireling you are, such. Um, uh, and then henchman is hireling is just name, race, type of hireling, and 5-word description. Do you actually give Patreon rewards? I do. I do actually give Patreon rewards. I write adventures a lot of the time. I give bonus content. I give, let's see, behind the scenes and general support. So you will get behind the scenes content just for my videos. I probably will start doing these live streams over on my Patreon exclusively for both hiring and henchmen. And then the henchmen I give, you'll get access to homebrew adventures I've written. And I am running an early access. Oh, and to the adventures I've written and am running. Early access to the schedule for the week. You will also gain access to my prep documents. So, like my preps for morons and magic users, you will get access to that. You will also be entered in a raffle to become a named. That's not true anymore. You will just automatically. You will also be named after. You will also become a named villain or NPC in my campaign world. Save. And then for the hireling tier, we have you'll get access to my house rules document, extra tables and charts. I may make and behind the scenes photos. Henchman also gets all that stuff. Get yourself up on StreamYard so you can have on screen graphics. Free accounts there are free. Okay, I will do that before next stream. But yes, that is if you feel free to throw me a couple bucks, pay for coffee money, pay for my so I can stop using my phone as a webcam. That'd be great. But I mean, that'll probably be the first purchase, an actual webcam. And then yeah, I mean, just everything, anything can support the channel. Anything, even just your viewership can support the channel. I'm not gonna pigeonhole you into doing the Patreon, but if you feel so inclined, please feel free to throw a couple dollars my way. There's the $3 tier and the $5 tier, as I've said. I'm trying to think what else do we have here. Hand Galactic Sylvie special. Yes. What we call the Nibs lemonade. Nibs is a halfling in my world who makes specific like think along the lines of, oh my lord, I had an older, my friend's dad pitched this to me and was like, I can't remember what he said. He's like, oh, so it's like that, and I go, because I was talking about campaign world with him. Nibs lemonade. So that's 1, 2. This is the good stuff. The Iron Fist ale. That is probably 500 years old, 500 plus years. And of course, it's magically sealed, so it's not like so incredibly strong. But it's, it's a fantasy world. Let's see, what do we got here? Back to your dungeon. Goblins should have rot grub grenades. Clay pot stuffed full of rotting ham and rot grubs. I like that. I'm trying to think. Okay, so we're gonna stat out. So we got the goblins with, I like the rot grub grenades. With rot grub grenades. I like that. Sounds like a Denny's. Yeah. Denny's burgers have water in them. Like, not grease, water. It's terrifying to me. Anyways, goblins with rock grub grenades. They have the drunken boule. These are homebrew creatures. Homebrew creatures. Drunken Boulets. Okay, these ogres. What's special about these ogres? There's gotta be something special about them. Maybe they're mutated ogres. Maybe they have spore ogres. I kind of like that, like a Last of Us situation for those of you who know that game. But like spore filled ogres. So they're like, they lived in these caves for so long. They're like almost like have like just fungus growing off of their faces. Um, spore filled ogres, gnolls. It's obviously a gnoll militia. But why are these gnolls in this cave? Why specifically this cave? Trying to think. What would be a good reason for gnolls to be? What chat? Why are gnolls in this cave? Maybe have more than just ale in the cellars: mead, wine, whiskey, so forth, each being stored in a different cellar. Maybe each cellar is claimed by a different clan of goblins. Ooh, yellow musk ogres. I like that. And I think like like um like ale wise and like different drink wise. I keep saying ale as a general term, but there are meads, wines, different things. I think they are going to be like controlled by a different faction of creatures. So the gnolls. What is special about these gnolls? Are they just stock gnolls? Um, are they? Gnolls are here for the strong drink, of course. Ah, yes. So drunken gnolls. Um, what if they're drunken bardic gnome or gnolls? I think drunken bardic gnolls. I think these were a band of of formerly like bard gnolls. Um, that's what they. So each of them has like a musical instrument on them of some kind. And their leader, of course, has like an actual like magical lute of some kind. Um, drunken boulets, yellow musk. Okay, so we have no, have them be Flins with Flynn bars that can disarm. Okay. Flynn bars. Flins? Oh, those things! I forgot those were a thing. Are they in the which monster manual are those in? Are they in are they in Monster Manual 2, Bill? Or which are they in the Fiend Folio? What monster manual book are they in? Maybe the strong drinks give them magical powers. Ooh, maybe. Um, Rolling Stones. I think. What am I thinking of? I'm thinking of something completely different. Fiend Folio, thank you. I have that on my computer. Drive through RPG. Fiend Folio. Fiend Folio. There we go. Oh, not the 3. No, I don't want the 3E version. Fiend Folio 1E. The good stuff. Oh, they finally. Oh, interesting. Add to cart. Okay. Today we add another book to the collection because they also have it for $9.99 on there. Okay. Anyways, I'll get that here in a second. So we're using possible it's a Flynn's. So Flynn's with Flynn bars. Okay. Let's see. What did I miss? Fiend Folio, Hey Beams, Luther. That was an awesome idea. The Goblin tribes name themselves after whatever is written on the barrels. Ooh, I actually do like that. So we have these Goblin tribes. Goblin Ale. Goblin. I gotta go to the store kitchen later. Adios, Mobius. See you later. Goblin, goblin alcohol tribes. I don't know what else to call them. Okay, so what else? What else do we have here? I'm trying to think. Um, uh, we've been going for almost an hour. I mean, we've gotten some pretty good stuff. We're not going to end yet. We're going to probably go to. I'll say we'll go to the top of the hour. We'll go to 8. 8 my time. So yeah, we got about 33 more minutes. Crazy idea. What if the gnolls are after the drinks to create a type of magical fire to summon their god, which is actually a demon or some. I have Orcus. Do we want Orcus involved in this campaign? I'm fine with Orcus being involved in this campaign. Tunka, what do we think? Do we think Orcus should be in this campaign? Um, I'll leave that up to chat. We'll put Orcus on the table, and if Orcus is going to stay in the campaign, Orcus will go back on the shelf. So, we do have Orcus. There is a mimic in the dungeon, shaped / looks like a barrel of whiskey. Ooh, and those can be eating the things. So barrel mimics. They can be eating the goblins and now I need to start connecting these. Eats that. Uh, the ogres are eating the boulets. Those two are working together. The gnolls are eating the goblins. So are the Flynns. Eating. Eating. They're also eating that, and they're eating that. Eat. I vote yes on the Orcus. Sure, another vote for Orcus. And then eat. But then the ogres are also eating the mimics. Eat and eat. If they find them, they're eating them. Just a little tasty snack. Okay. We're gonna wait. If Orcus gets two more votes, he'll be in the game. Dude, you are creating a very cool little evil ecosystem. Thank you. It would not. I could not have done this without all of you. So, so what's being created? Yes, for new viewers, we are creating the specifically it's entitled Quest for the Good Stuff of the Drunken Pits. So, what we've created so far is in the mountains near a small village. There is there is this dwarven so you want demons, but in a low level way. You can always have mains. Ooh. We would need more fodder for Orcus. That is true, but I also think that Orcus is being summoned by the Flynns. I don't think he's here. I think the Flynns are they're cultists as well. Cool. Yes on Orcus. Never go with killer whales. What am I looking for? Demons. Mains. Ooh, yeah. 666 layer the demonic apex become mains. Ooh, we could do. Maybe mains are maybe these gnolls are being turned into mains. I'm obviously gonna add way more levels to this dungeon now. But so we have dead adventurers are becoming once you're going to the lower levels are becoming mains. Dead main adventurers who worship Orcus. So and then I think we're also gonna have just cultists of Orcus in here. Cultists of Orcus. That'll be enough yard work, but I've got them. Lux. Yes on Orcus. Oh yes, we do just need one more vote for Orcus to be in the campaign. I think we've already kind of gone with yes on Orcus. Um, for him to officially actually have a possibility of being in this campaign, one more yes on Orcus. Otherwise, we'll just have like hints to Orcus in here. Cultus of Orcus, Dead Main Adventurers. They are working for Flynn's. Okay. And then those are being eaten. Eaten. The yellow musk orcs are being sacrificed. Pod of Orcus. I've been told to vote yes on Orcus, so I vote yes on Orcus. Orcus goes on the shelf of glory. Orcus has a possibility of being in this game if all of his minions do as they are told. There we go. Orcus will go back on the shelf. Since this is a ruined keep that was originally built by a dwarven character from way back, there should be a cache of weapons and loot hidden there. There is. I do know where it is. It is in the old vaults, which I only have the lateral levels done so far, but I've talked a little bit with my player, with my former player, who will be in this game. He originally played Magnus. So he didn't play this Magnus. He played a Magnus. Orcus is a pod by himself. I think that's right. Okay. So I obviously have more dungeon levels to design. So we have this ecosystem. We'll explain the ecosystem. So there's goblins, alcohol tribes. These goblins are being eaten by Flynn's. They are being eaten by mimics and being eaten by just other gnolls in the area. These gnolls are these goblins also have drunken boulets, which are attacking they're using to kind of raid into this like the bailey of the keep and grab just barrels that are lying around, or going into the export caves just to where like older barrels are, and they're just getting into barrels of alcohol. They are being eaten by yellow musk orcs. Those yellow musk orcs are being sacrificed by the cultists of Orcus. The gnolls and the Flyns are being eaten by mains, which are actually dead adventurers who are being resummoned by the cultists of Orcus after they go to they suck their souls into the hells and then wrench them back to make mains. Maybe the loot in the ruins are the reason why the crazed gnome wizard is invading. There is something there he needs for a nefarious reason. Ooh, I like that. So I think this cultist of Orcus, they are under control of the gnome wizard Razmataz. Okay, so that's pretty good. The starting quest, we know what that is. The starting quest is there are catacombs at the lower levels, tombs of the dwarven leaders, great dwarven brewmasters and distillers. The stone tombs are carved to look like barrels. Interesting. Hey, what's good alcohol? Wizard needs spell regents, so perhaps he's hiring for collection. Perhaps. I'm trying to think. He wants good alcohol. Yes, that's what he wants. He wants good alcohol. The starting quest is a group of townsfolk hired by the... Actually, I'm going to put this on the Google Doc. A group of townsfolk hired by the Dwarven Brewing Guild. Dwarven Brewing Guild, yes. Dwarven Brewing Guild have gone missing. Gone missing in search of the good stuff. In search of the good stuff. It is... The party has been hired to deal with said... To deal with... No, not to deal with. To find said townsfolk which have gone missing. They have also been tasked with retrieving at least 10 barrels of the good stuff. Okay, let's look at chat. Okay. So, I think that's a good starting quest. Let's see. Have there been any new Patreons within the past hour? 2 and 2. Remember, if you would like an NPC named after yourself, or named after... If you would like to name an NPC in my world, feel free to go to that Patreon. The link is in the chat. It is also up on the community page. I will be adding... I think that's all that we can kind of... There's a $5 tier and a $3 tier. The henchman tier is the one where you want the NPC. If you want the NPC named after you, that's where you go. If you want a hireling named after you, again, shorter lifespan, you can just do the $3 tier and you get a hireling named after you. I did the whole spiel. Feel free to zoom through it. I'll specifically do a video on Patreon benefits probably here someday. But yes, this is shaping up to be a real fun underground sandbox. Many plots and going on converging here at this location. Nicely done, good sir. Why, thank you. Thank you, thank you. They have also... Okay, so... I'm trying to think what else is there to do down here. Obviously, this is going to start shaping up to be an interesting thing, an interesting sandbox, as Tunka put it. But yes, we already have, actually, speaking of hirelings and such, from that Patreon benefits, we have two hirelings, two NPCs. So we have Diano, who is a human paladin named by the Dungeon Delver. We have, I think it's Suchazm Pon, who is a middle-aged human cleric. We have Sanatantu, who is a gnomish lantern bearer / minstrel, who sings bravely of running away, and Nirad Treble, who is a half-elf guide, who knows flora and fauna of the underworld and once fought a drow. Those are kind of some NPCs that I've already had submitted via the chat. Suchazm was by Uncle Brat, who is in chat this evening. Crazed Gnome is a necromancer, not a vile one, that is performing rituals to raise one of the most famed distillers to coerce his spirits to give him the secret recipe of the good stuff. Kind of like that. Maybe. Okay. I'm gonna have to reconnect some things here. So the gnome wizard is obviously working with the cultist Orcus, but he's also crazy. So he doesn't know that they're like he knows that they have influence in the dungeon. Maybe he's getting the wool pulled over his eyes. So he's supplying them with supplies to get down to the lower level so he can raise his dwarven distiller, but they're not telling him the full truth of why they're actually going down to these dwarven tombs. I'm trying to think. So, and I will definitely will work on. So between now and the first time we play, so now and the first time we stream next week, there's going to be going up. There's going to be 2 new episodes of the this is taking a little break from the dungeon design. There's gonna be 2 new episodes. The last 3 episodes of creating a character going up this week. We're gonna do a live stream. We're gonna do a paint and chat Wednesday. We are going to do a live stream Saturday, and we're gonna do a general talk Thursday. I think I'm moving my paint chats to Wednesday, and then I'm moving my general talk to Thursday. Um, and then Morons and Magic Users, the premiere episode will be next Saturday. But yeah, I think that's kind of the plan here, folks. We may have. I think we're gonna actually film character creation of the player characters between now and Saturday, and that'll go up as like a full episode. I don't know if we'll live stream it though. I think we're just gonna do it as like a normal thing. But I am running pretty low on battery here on the old computer. We're at 25%. We may have to call it there for tonight, folks. We've been going for almost an hour and a half. But this is shaping up to be pretty good. I think we'll hop on. I think maybe Thursday night we'll continue this this lovely little adventure here. But with that, Gnome Wizard is competent and actually opens a small crack to a plane. Perhaps. I like these ideas. I definitely will have another one of these dungeon adventure designs. I kind of like the idea of forming the campaign with the chat. But yes, I think we're going to wrap it up there for tonight, folks. We didn't quite make it to the top of the hour, but again, computer's dying, and outlets down here don't work currently because of a lovely little storm that passed through, and we're getting them fixed. So, I will see you all Wednesday. Wednesday, I will see you all. Until next time, this has been the Vile Necromancer. Please like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel. Do all the things. If you feel the need to throw me some gold pieces, feel free to go to the Patreon. The link is in the community post, and it'll be up on the video that is going up tonight for character creation. But yes, to everyone that has joined us, a good night, and may the dice roll well. You too, Bill. Be well. Good night, everyone. We gotta stop. Okay, we're gonna go here and end.